Anthropic, the company behind one of the best AI systems in the world, released their first ever labor market report few weeks ago. They found that AI has theoretical capabilities across every field on the planet, let it be management, design, art, and anything. But here's the part that no one is talking about. The actual real world usage of AI in those jobs is a very tiny fraction of that actual theoretical potential that we have. So, what does that mean? It means the disruption people are talking about hasn't fully arrived yet, but the capability to cause it, it's already here. It's already built. It's just not fully deployed. The gap between what AI can do and what AI is currently doing. This is the window. This is the time you have to move. And personally, as a professional graphic designer, I'm feeling this shift in real time. And I want to walk you through exactly what is coming, what the honest timeline looks like, and the specific step that will put you on the right side of it. About 10 years ago, some people started getting serious about digital privacy. VPNs, ad blockers, opting out of data tracking. Companies told them they were paranoid that the data collection was just to improve the experience. We now know what that data was building. A huge portion of what was collected, written content, design work, creative output, human conversation became the training material for AI systems that can now replicate those exact skills. The people who warned us weren't wrong. They just didn't know what the endgame looked like. Now we do. And here's the part that's changed specifically for designers in advertising. The initial promise was AI is a tool. You will use it to work faster. You are the creative director. AI is a brush. For a moment, that was true. Then the tool got better and better and better until the brush started making most of the decisions. Right now, in firms across the world, designers are going from creator to finisher. The judgment, the composition, the concept, the aesthetics, AI is handling more of that every month, and the role is compressing in real time. And it's just not me saying this. Boston Consulting Group surveyed nearly 1,500 full-time workers in January 2026 and asked which department are experiencing what they call AI brain fry. You know what came in number one? Marketing. It's almost 26%. Not engineering, not finance, not legal. It's marketing. Marketing and creative. The people whose entire job is human communication and visual storytelling are the most mentally overwhelmed by this transition. And honestly, that makes complete sense. Because in most other fields, AI is assisting the work. In creative field, AI is increasingly doing the work. And we are figuring out what our role even is anymore. That disorientation has a name now, and the fact that 1 in 4 marketing professionals are experiencing it tells you this isn't a personal problem, it's an industry wide reality. So the question is not whether this is happening, the data is clear. The question is what do you do about it while you still have time? Let me give you a real timeline, not to scare you, but because the people who act early are the ones who end up with the options. Here is what AI will take over completely if it hasn't already in your firm. Routine social media posts and ad banners, basic brand assets and templated content, first draft concepts for standard briefs, resizing, reformatting, and adaptation work. If the majority of your current role lives in that zone, I had give it 12 to 24 months before you feel real structural pressure, not maybe, not eventually. That's a realistic window based on where the tools are right now and how fast they are improving. There's also something harder to say about prompting. A lot of designers right now are valuable at their firms because they are good at using AI tools. Maybe that's you, and right now that's generally useful. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Writing a good prompt is not going to stay a rare skill. The barrier is collapsing fast. Within a year or two, clients, account managers, even people with zero design background will be doing what you are doing now. So if prompting is your main value right now, the clock is ticking. I'm not telling you this to make you feel hopeless. I'm telling you this because you still have time to move, and that matters enormously. Now let me tell you what AI is actually bad at. And I mean structurally bad. Not just not quite there yet, but fundamentally limited by what it is. AI is a pattern machine. It looks at everything that has existed before and produces a smart, polished average of it that is generally powerful for a huge range of tasks. but it means AI is completely lost the moment, the present. For example, if someone says, this campaign needs to feel like nothing has come before, or this audience needs something quiet when everyone else is shouting, or this direction is technically good but culturally it's wrong for this moment. That judgment comes from a human who understands people, who understands culture, who has developed real taste over real time. AI also cannot read a client. It cannot sense that when someone says they want option A, they actually need option B. It cannot sit in a room and understand the unspoken brief beneath the written ones, and it cannot take accountability. Anyone can generate 50 options now, but looking at all 50, pointing to one and saying, this one, here is exactly why I would stake my professional reputation on this choice. This is entirely human. Your design eye, the thing you spent years building, is not becoming worthless. It is becoming the thing that directs the machine, and that is actually a more powerful position than manually producing every asset yourself. The question is whether you claim that position or wait until someone else does. Let me tell you what is actually working for designers navigating this, because there are people doing it well. The ones who are finding solid grounds are moving from maker to director, from I produce the work to I define what the work should be, why it should exist, and whether it's actually doing its job. That means getting closer to the brief, closer to the client, closer to the strategy behind the campaign, and not just the execution of it. It also means being the person who can evaluate AI output with a genuinely trained eye, and this matters more than people realize. Right now, a lot of strategists and account managers are generating AI content without knowing why something looks cheap, or why a composition isn't working, or why a visual direction feels slightly off brand. They cannot catch the problem because they don't have the eye. A designer who takes part in strategy doesn't lose their advantage. They take it somewhere it desperately needed. You can ideate and evaluate. That combination is rare, and firms are starting to understand they need it. The other direction worth knowing about, and this one is newer, is becoming the person who builds AI powered creative workflows for entire teams, not just using the tools yourself, but designing how a creative department operates around them. That is a real emerging role, and most firms don't have anyone doing it well yet. Two very different paths. Both grow directly from what you already have. Here is real, practical roadmap, not theory, actual moves. Most designers deliver their work silently. File sent, job done. Starting now, change that. When you deliver work, add a short note why you made these choices, what you considered and rejected, what the audience on this platform actually responds to. This costs you 5 minutes. Over 3 months, it completely changes how people in your firm see your value. Ask to sit in on a client briefing. Just once to start, frame it as wanting to understand the campaign better so your work is stronger. That single move starts repositioning you from executor to strategic thinker in people's mind. And when you do get ideas, share them, even briefly. The ones who do this consistently find those ideas land. Start documenting campaign, not just the final visual, but your reasoning. Why this direction for this brand? What the brief actually needed versus what it said on paper. This is the proof of strategy value that no prompt writer can produce. By this point, you have been quietly doing strategy level work for months. Now have a direct conversation with someone senior, not asking for a new title, but showing what you have already been doing and where you are naturally headed. Firms would always rather evolve someone internal than hire someone new. None of this is a dramatic career change. It's a deliberate repositioning from inside the role you already have, using skills you already have. I want to be straight with you about one more thing. The designers who are going to struggle in the next few years are not the ones without enough talent. They are the ones who decided to wait and see. The window to act from a position of strength while you still have a job, while you still have leverage, while the firm still sees you as valuable. The window is open right now. It will not stay open indefinitely. But here's what I genuinely believe. The skills that made you a good designer, understanding people, understanding what communicates, developing a real taste, knowing why something works, these are not becoming obsolete. They are becoming the most valuable things in a room full of AI outputs that all technically look fine but feels like nothing. You already have what it takes. The only question is, whether you are willing to carry it somewhere new. Start this week, not next month. This week. If this gives you something real to think about, drop a comment. Tell me where you are in this right now. Are you just starting to feel the shift, or are you already making moves? I read everyone, and if you know a designer who needs this conversation, send it to them. It might be the most useful 40 minutes of their week.